actor, author, certified life coach, encourager, family man, dynamic inspirational speaker, and so much more. Welcome to my podcast, Get Your Positivity with Harold Keith. Y'all seen a sneak peek that you weren't for those who are checking in of some guests that I have coming on to the show this season. But for those who didn't see it and you're just listening, welcome to a new season of Get Your Positivity with yours truly, Harold Keith. I'm super excited about this journey. There's so much I want to tell you, so much I want to share with you. And that's what this episode is all about. Truth be told, this is Harold Keith. Now, I had a whole bunch of concepts going through my head. How do you want to start off this season? What do you want to do? And then I thought about you and I said, people have questions. People want to know more about me. I mean, people, and I'm hearing you. And I thought it would only be best to bring on someone who knows me very well, who is not just a friend of mine, but a sister as well, and someone who I know is going to ask the questions that you want to know. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and bring on my guest host because I'm going to take the back seat, which is it's a little different, but I'm going to bring on my good sis, Lisa Smith. What's up, Lisa?
What's up, brother? How are you?
I am doing fantastical. Whatever that may mean to you, that is what I'm doing. Fantastical. How are you?
I am superific. How about that?
You picked up what I was putting down. I knew. I knew you were going to be the right one for this. So let me tell you, I'm excited about this third season. I can't believe it's 3 seasons in, and you've been riding with me since season 1. You were a guest on season 2, and now here you are, opening episode, hosting season 3 to ask those questions, and I'm so excited about it. Of course, for those who are just joining on this journey, this is the first season where we're not only just doing audio, but we're doing visual. So if you want to see us while we talk instead of just hearing us. Now, listen, I appreciate you listening, but if you just want to go back and see us, then you can always do that on itsharoldkeith.com under HKTV, and then Get Your Positivity, because guess what? I have another channel there with some spiritual inspiration that I know you may need. So there are so many resources on the website, so I'm excited about it. So many enhancements coming. Can you say doing a new thing? Doing a new thing. And I'm so excited about it. So I'm not going to hold us up. But before I let you take over, I got to do my shout out to Miss Hollywood Showcase. Let me tell you why. Miss Hollywood Showcase always looks out for me. And one day I got a knock on the door, right? And I'm like, I ain't ordered nothing. Amazon's not coming. I don't know what this is. I opened up the package and I got blessings on top of blessings, and one of those blessings is the official shirt of the podcast, and it's a message for your life. So what is it? Get your positivity. There you go. Miss Hollywood Showcase. You can find her on Facebook. You can find her on Instagram. Listen, she is the real deal. Let me tell you something. If you have something and she doesn't quite know how to do it, she's going to figure it out to make sure it gets done. So this has been a long time coming. I feel good in my shirt. I think I want to sleep in it. I don't know. I love it. So I can't wait to offer some more stuff for you to get so you can be reminded to get your positivity every day of the week. Okay. So now that we're here, I'm a little nervous because I'm the host, but Lisa, I'm going to take a step back and I'm going to be the guest. Can y'all believe this? The guest on my show. So with that being said, Lisa, I'm going to hand it over to you. I don't know if you have anything you want to say, any intros, anything that you feel led to say right now. I want you to do that. Then I want you to feel free to ask me the questions that you want to ask. And for those who are listening, as well as those who are watching, I want you to understand, I have no idea what this woman is about to ask me, which makes me nervous because I'm a very private person. You only know what I want you to know. So now I'm nervous because I couldn't even prepare for this. I don't know what's about to come out of Lisa's mouth. Do you understand the words that are coming out my mouth? I don't know. I don't know if y'all have noticed this, but I'm super excited because I missed all of you. Okay. And then I'm here with Lisa, one of my favorites. So, Lisa, I'm going to let you take it over as host. So, you tell me how this is going to go.
Well, surprise, surprise. It's going to go as you expect. Not really. Thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity, first of all, to be able to be the host, because you have built a great brand for yourself, and I want to just be able to help uplift you more and more and more. So while we're on Get Your Positivity on, you, if you have not taken advantage of itsharoldkeith.com, get on it. And HKTV, I'm loving it. Woo, 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 woo. So thank you again, and may God bless you in all that you do, and in all that you say. And again, thank you for the opportunity. Now that I got that out of the way, let's get to the meat of this thing. Let's get to this juice. So,
Lisa, I got something better. We're going to enter into our segment called Get Your Positivity. All right, Lisa, go ahead and take it over.
So, Get Your Positivity. So, as I said, now that I'm a talk show host, I feel like I need a cue card. I have one. So I have a cue card like they do. So I'm like, oh, I get to interview my brother. So, brother, first question for Mr. Harold Keith is, what is your favorite hobby? What is your favorite thing to do? What do you enjoy?
You know, that's an easy one. I thought you were going to come with something, but we're good. We're good. I really enjoy taking on new adventures. I enjoy creating memories, and honestly, family time. For me, that's just, I love it. That's what I like to do. You can see me on the bowling, you can see me going skating, you can see me out kayaking, all those kind of things. I love all those things. I like to challenge myself also to do things that I'm fearful of, so that way I can still feel and know that I'm in control over what I give my power to. So I got that going on as well. And a fun fact is, even though I can't, I really love to sing. So you will find me singing just about anything, anywhere, even though I can't. That's a little bit of about what I like.
Yes, I know about the can't sing part.
Yeah, you heard it. If y'all could see what she just did, she just kind of gave me like the cut it off time.
So I started off, you said I took it kind of easy on you. Well, I got to build to it. I got a couple questions because you mentioned something about family, and that question's coming in a little bit. So
okay,
just audience, stay tuned. So if you could travel anywhere in the world and money wasn't an issue and COVID wasn't an issue, where would you go and why?
Ooh, anywhere in the world. This is a good question. I don't know if there's one specific place. And the reason why I'm going to say that, it's more about who's with me on that journey. I feel like I can be anywhere, but as long as I have the right people with me, then it can make it completely different. It can create a different experience. On the surface, if I had to answer that question on the surface, because I know some people are like, Harold Keith, can you just be fun? Like, why are you being so deep about things? But that's how I think. But when it comes to on the surface, I still haven't been to Thailand, and I really want to go to Thailand. And I want to go to Thailand because I have this obsession with tigers and animals, and I want to ride the elephant into the water. I want to like cuddle up with a tiger. I want to do those kind of adventurous things. So I know that's on my list, but yeah, honestly, I feel like company is everything. But if I had to take a solo trip, COVID wasn't an issue, money was an issue. And I know people are like, out of all the places, Thailand, yes, I want to be one with nature, one with the wild.
Whoa, okay. So you said something about people, and it's about the company you have. So that being said, let me ask you a little question. How many children do you have, and how old are they?
Ooh, Oh, this thing that I talk about but don't talk about. That's fun. Um, so guys, everybody who's listened to this podcast, you know I've had my bonus son on here. I've referenced my bonus daughter. I said dinner, Lord, my bonus daughter. So okay, this is how I answer that question, right? So y'all listening, listen very clearly. I always say that I have 4 children, okay? But now it's increasing. So now I'm gonna tell you, I have 5 children and one on the way. And now I know people are like, all these kids, Harold Keith, really? Let me tell you why. I have 2 bonus children. So I have my bonus son and my bonus daughter, who I love oh so much. So they're 10 and 11. Then I have my 2 god babies that I look at as if they're my own. So there's Stella, who will be a year in August, and then there's Layla, who's already a year, and she's that's my sweetheart. But then my additional babies now, okay, I just had a new nephew born, and I didn't get the godfather title, but I'm going to look at him as if he's my son. So I'm adding him to the roster. So I have Makai, and then I have my nephew also that I love so much. And I'm telling you, I named them all. I love them all as if they're mine. I'm that uncle that claims all of them. Okay. So my other nephew, of course, is Kavan. And then on top of all of that, I have another baby on the way that I'm excited about. And whatever God decides to bless her with, I am going to rock with it and roll with it. But those are all my children. But if I had to answer that on the surface, I'm going to say 4, and I'm going to include my 2 goddaughters and my 2 bonus kids.
Okay. Well, that's a good answer. I like that. So, but I think it was more like 7, but 4. Okay.
Yeah. It was more like 7. I claim them all.
Yeah, 7. I like that. So, there's this thing I've been hearing that you're like living bi-coastal. Could you help us understand that a little bit? It's like, it's like, where does he live? Like, does he live in California? Does he live in New York, Chicago, Fort Lauderdale? Like, where are you living, brother?
Let me talk about this and be very candid about this. Y'all know I'm always authentic to what it is. So yes, it's been a rumor for a while that I am living in LA. And here's the thing. Let's just address this. I have been to LA several times. I travel. I am into acting, as you know, and entertainment. So that takes you to these places. But this is all pulling from just some miscommunication, I'm going to say. And in that miscommunication, people assumed, or it was portrayed, that I was somewhere else. But I have opportunities, yes, but I am not living in LA. I hope to have some properties in LA soon. So if anybody lives in LA, hit me up. I'm looking to come out and see what I can get into. But no, I actually still live here in South Florida, where the beaches are good and COVID is high, unfortunately, because everyone likes to come here to vacation. So I ain't even going to be mad at that, but that's where I'm at. I'm here. And of course, for those who are like, well, where are you from? I'm going to tell you, I am from Delaware. I was born in Pennsylvania, but I've been raised in Delaware. So I rep Delaware. Some people are like, Delaware who? And before I used to be like, it's the first state. Why don't you know what the first state is? But now I'm saying it's where the president, is from. And so that's where we got going on. And for those who's like, president, we have a president. Yeah, we do. We got a president. Okay. So stay up on your current events. But no, I do not I live in California. I love California. It is an option, but I'm also looking at other options of where to go to next. I don't know. I might even be there with you, Lisa, in Texas. Who knows? But right now I am here in sunny South Florida.
Awesome. So thank you for clearing that up, because I've just heard so many things just like you probably have. Where is he living? What does he do? So being that, you talk about all the different things that you do as it relates to the business that you're in. But there are so many other things and opportunities that you bless others with, and you are definitely a philanthropist. What is one of the favorite things you enjoy giving back and doing? That you do a lot of volunteer work. So tell me a little bit about that.
Honestly, for me, I don't care if I'm at a grocery store, which has happened. I don't care if I'm at a train station, which has happened. It doesn't matter where I'm at. If I can give someone a word just to shift their day around, or just to remind them of who they are, then I am completely satisfied. And being a life coach, some people are saying, like, how can you do that? Doesn't that mess with your money? And sometimes purpose has nothing to do with money. Sometimes purpose is just in obedience and really saving lives. You don't really know what people are growing through in their lives during certain seasons. So I think one of my biggest things is just giving a word and being obedient and giving that word so people can be encouraged and they can believe in themselves and live life. Outside of that, I love animals. So I like to definitely, I haven't since COVID, but I would like to get back to volunteering. I know some people are like, oh, you go pick up the dog poop and stuff. Yes, I love the little puppies that have been abandoned. I mean, we've all felt some sort of abandonment at some point in your life. So I just love animals. I'm passionate about that. But any way that I can help, I like volunteering. Serving, feeding the homeless, and all that good stuff. I love all that. But I think my biggest thing is really, really assisting in the foundation of mental health stability.
That's good. That's good. So you just talked about mental health. I want to ask you, and as that relates, segue to something. So you talked about mental health. One of the episodes you spoke with the professionals is talking about people who had dealt with depression. So as you talked about mental health, one of the episodes that really blessed me is to help me understand and also hear it from the other person's perspective that have the condition of depression. Many of us suffer with different types of conditions. And I always tell somebody, all of us got something going on. It could be depression. It could be high blood pressure. It could be heart disease. It could be some type of bipolarism. It could be many issues that many of us deal with. You never know what is happening with others. So tell me about an interaction that you've had, since we just spoke about interactions, that really resonated with you, that really you felt after you had that interaction. I know you bless people all the time, but what's one that got to your core that changed maybe who Harold Keith is or changed your perspective?
Oh, I've had quite a few of those moments on my journey. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't realize what people were saying until I started to really live in my purpose. I think more so, I have I have a really good support system. So I'm just going to say shout out to everybody who is a part of my support system that knows what to say, when to say it. I have great friendships. I really am blessed in that area. But I think I think I'm going to first hold on to my grandmother, who is no longer here. But as a child, she noticed things about me that I didn't know about myself. And I'm gonna tell you, it might seem something on the surface, but you might be like, well, what? But listen, this has stuck with me my whole life. I did not like getting dirty. I do not like putting my hands I did not like doing dirty. And she's like, well, what are you gonna do? And I'm like, well, I don't know. She's like, well, you won't have to get dirty if you make enough money to pay somebody to do it for you. All right. So that stuck with me this whole life of living. Is just like, and I took it from that contents of that and took it into a more motivational point of, it doesn't matter what I'm facing or what I'm doing, as long as I have the proper resources to take care of it for me, then it's handled. So I took a message about my hands getting dirty and realizing that that is something I live by, because I know that no matter what I'm facing, depression, anxiety, whatever it is, I know that if I give it to God and hand it over, it is handled, it is done. I don't have to get my hands dirty. I don't have to live in that. God will do it for me. And I know some people are like, well, you're always so positive and happy. That doesn't mean that I don't go through depression or I don't have some sort of anxiety. I just choose on what I give my life to and what I give power to. But that doesn't mean I don't go through it. I went through a very dark space within the pandemic, working for a company for 10 years, losing that and losing all of what gave me quote unquote purpose, not realizing that that was just stepping stools to do what I'm doing now. It was time. But again, I had to go through something in order to realize and remember who I am. And then I listened to those things that my grandmother said. And then I also remember my Uncle Merv, who is no longer with us either. He's always told me that I'm gifted. And even when other people don't see it for me in a room, all I need to do is walk in. So sometimes I tell myself, you may not feel like it right now. It may be intimidating. You may not know how it's going to work out, but you have to enter the room.
That's good.
To enter the room. And then, like I said, I have a really good support system. So I have a lot of people that say stuff to me. And then just not even like not too long ago after, not being employed in the pandemic and all of that and taking on the spiritual journey and taking on these podcasts, my dad told me, he said, well, none of this is making you money. So what are you going to do to survive? And he said, you're talented. Do what it is that you are supposed to be doing, but you also have to make sure that you're not moving in a way where you're not prospering from it. And what I took from that was, and everybody who's listening and watching, understand this. Your gifts are not to be discounted. Your gifts are not to be discounted. We have the discount mindset, but they're not meant to be discounted. You are supposed to live in your gifts and in your purpose. And if they're not appreciated, leave. If they're not growing, leave. But also remember, there are people in your life that are placed in your life for a reason, for a season, that will remind you of who you are. And every step of the way, I'm always giving something. It was a prayer call, and I gave it all. I was prophesying. I was giving it all. Things that people don't even know. People don't even know I get that spiritual. They haven't seen that side of me. But I was giving it all. I got off that call, and I felt so exhausted. Then I get this prayer from Ariana Vinay. Yes. And it was a right on time. She's like, you always praying for everybody else, but here's a prayer for you. And she doesn't know it, but I broke down in tears that night because that prayer confirmed and shifted my whole entire existence in that moment. Wow. So I can't pick just one because I feel like at every point where breakthrough is right there and I'm either about to break down or get intimidated by the blessings coming my way, sometimes there is someone there to help me pivot and someone there to say, spread your wings and fly. And then there's always those voices that have come along the way that come together in unison like a choir, and they sing to my spirit, and it allows me to do what God is calling me to do.
Okay, I guess I'm supposed to ask the next question after that, but give me 1 second. Give me one
my favorite color.
Give me 1 minute. I need praise break. Okay. All right. You just said a whole mouthful, and I'm not going, I'm about to stir this pot, but you just said, you don't like to get your hands dirty. You just said, don't discount yourself. And you still got to enter the room. And then at the end, you said, spread your wings. And if I could do the Patti LaBelle, if you could see my arms, it would be the Patti LaBelle, spread your wings. That's a whole lot. So those of you that are listening, take those notes and those nuggets. And if you're watching, that was some powerful stuff. And just meditate on that. He just blessed us in 3 minutes, just gave us a whole sermon. I think that's what they call a little mini sermon. But any of those nuggets could bless you. One was not getting your hands dirty, doing something where you don't have to get your hands dirty. 2, don't discount yourself. And 3, you got to enter the room. And then 4, you went to spread your wings. Wow. Woo! I wasn't ready for that. Okay. Praise break. Woo. So, okay, get my life together over here. So that in and of itself, I know we got some episodes coming. I'm going to transition to that, but I got one question I wanted to ask you because it was for me. I know some juicy topics are coming on that. I'm going to get to those couple of questions. But what is the one thing that is your pet peeve? Like, what is the one thing you like, Lord?
One of my pet peeves is when... This pet peeve is when people lie unnecessarily.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That is a pet peeve of mine. And it's just like, it's a pet peeve. So even when it comes to my bonus kids or whatever, it was an incident where my bonus son, Dante, DT, I told him no on getting snack. So he ended up getting it anyway because he thought I would sleep. And then he thought that he was smart by throwing it in the trash because he didn't think I was going to go in that room and check the trash can. And I did not really go in there to check it, but I just so happened to be in there and I looked down and I see it. So I asked him, knowing what the truth was. He was like, no, I didn't. And I'm like, what you lying for? That's a pet peeve of mine. Why are you lying about these simple things? Like, the simple things lead to bigger things, and it makes me question everything you do. Now, granted, he's a child. He's growing and he's gonna learn. He knows now that he don't care what it is. It's better to get the punishment up front than to find out about it later and make it worse. So he gets that. But it's just like, and I take those moments and they're life lessons. But even in relationships and anything you do, just keep it real. It's better to operate on honesty, even if the person does not like it or does not agree with it. At least they know exactly where you stand, and you're giving that person an option to respond in the way that's best for them. So one thing I cannot stand is someone who just lies and then lies and lies and lies. Like, don't you get tired?
Right.
Don't pretend to be nothing that you like. And that's another thing that is a pet peeve of mine. Don't pretend to be anything but who you really are. When I want you in my circle, so I want to know you. I don't want to be surprised later. I don't want you showing up and looking like Patti LaBelle, and then when I turn around, you're looking like Ursula from Little Mermaid. I don't want it. If you have a Mariah Carey and you're a diva and all this kind of stuff, then I want to know who you are. That's it. So that is a pet peeve of mine. So that's a pet peeve of mine. And another pet peeve of mine is people who always have something to say about something and they're saying nothing. So I'm saying it again. People who always have something to say about something and they're saying nothing. Like, I moved the bottle to the left. Oh yeah, he moved that bottle to the left. And like, thank you. Thank you. So those are some of the pet peeves of mine that I have. And if you want to keep going on this list, pet peeves are dirty nails when you know you ain't do nothing all day. Okay, all right, I'll stop here. She cut me off because she knows I was about to go with pet peeves. So for those who are watching, you can see what she's doing right now. For those cut them off.
I call it audible. I'm calling it an audible. Well, the old saying is when you see your mouth moving, but you're saying a whole lot of nothing. So I get it. Mm-hmm. And that's true. And more importantly, like you said, lie just to lie. For what reason? It brings no value. So I'm sure that might end up being an episode of how to turn it to get your positivity. So there's no reason to lie. I can see it coming. I can see it. Well, let's talk let's talk a good bit about Get Your Positivity On and what we're expecting for the season. Because first of all, I see myself. So what's up with that?
Listen, let me take you on this journey that I've been on. I started the podcast and I wasn't sure what it was going to be. And I said it was going to be this and that. I know I wanted to be positive because I love positivity. I love encouragement, and it's all in who I am and what I represent. So I knew it was going to be that. And then season 1 went very spiritual. I didn't realize it was going to be that spiritual. And I'm like, God, and then that's when I was still fighting against my gifts. So I'm like, I don't know, but I originally surrendered and season 1 was in completion. So I didn't have many guests. It was just all my voice. All you did was hear me. But of course, you heard some great messages. And it was such a season that I'm so in love with. And you can still go back to this day and play it all. We went from the movies to all kinds of things to bring it to your life. And yeah, it was an amazing season. But then season 2, I was like, we're not talking about certain things enough. And I want to bring it to the forefront, and I want to just live and let people tell their stories and have a platform to let it out and still have a positive spin to it. So we attacked in season 2 some more social issues. We also incorporated some music. We had some sing-alongs. We had some fun. Okay, we had some fun in season 2, but we covered from depression to anxiety, HIV. We touched it all. And shockingly, that HIV episode that I did with Brian was, to this date, my largest and biggest viewed episode to this date. Wow. And even the gospel artist that we featured on that song even reached out, and it was a really big deal. And I was really nervous about that episode because I'm like, okay, here we are. And then he was being really transparent. I expect him to go into escorting and all those kind of things, but that really stirred the pot and woke some things up for me. And so we just carried it out with some great interviews. I wanted to highlight some job professions, which I had you on as a guest, Lisa, for the HR episode, which really helped some people and blessed some people. And then I kind of fell out of love with Get Your Positivity. I had recorded what I needed to record, and I was saying that, you know what, I think I'm going to give this podcast a hard break and let it go. But then I'm consistently reminded by people how big this is, and it's so much bigger than me. And I said, you know what, if I do season 3, I want it to be bigger. So that's why we're sitting here looking at each other right now. That's why people can watch us right now, because I wanted people to be able to see us talk, see the reaction, see the feelings, see the emotions, see it. But then those who are here, I want them to also be able to hear what's happening and what's coming up and how we can grow. And I promised myself that this season was going to be different because I'm gonna be honest. Normally, I filter out my guests, and I'm like, listen, you can't say this, you can't say that. Like when it comes to certain choices of words and all of this, and I was like, the audience I have, the audience I have, the audience I have, you can't do. And then God told me, if you can't let your guests come on and be real with your audience, then they're not your audience. If you're offended by what people are coming on saying when they're speaking their truth and you can't hear the positivity through it or can't see the whole episode through to get the message, then you don't need the message in your season. So this season, completely unapologetic. I'm letting my guests come on. I'm letting them be them. I'm not censoring them. I'm not filtering them. I'm gonna tell you right now, you might hear some things, you might even see my face where I'm like, oh, he just said that or she just said that. But we with it because I believe that the challenge, and one of the things I loved about this podcast was I wanted to take anything that was presented to me that may be negative or social issue, whatever, and have a positive spin on it. I wanted to be able to find the positive spin on everything. And that's what we're going to do this season. So I'm bringing on people that you don't know, maybe some people that you do know. I'm bringing on actors. I'm bringing on, now listen, y'all, I'm just starting out. I'm not going to deny that if God blesses me with some A-list people, I'm going with it. But I'm going to tell you, people that you don't really know about. I want to bring people in who are just like us, real people with real issues, with real experiences. And I want to bring them on because I want to talk real with people and let it all out. I have, like I said, all kinds of guests come on. I might have some returning guests coming on, and we're going to be very open about what's going on in our lives, our journey, because you never know what's happening. And just to spoil you a little bit, we have Lisa on as my guest host tonight, but then my next episode, I have Chef Joanne joining us. So the theme of that is we're cooking it up with her, but we're going to talk a little bit about passion. Then after that, I have a talented gentleman named Filet coming on, and he is being very transparent, and his episode is called Can't Stop, Won't Stop, and that's why you can't stop what it is that you're doing, because you never know what God is doing or how your life is going to work out. And yes, we're going to get spiritual still. Yes, I'm infusing everything that I've learned on this journey and along with the new adventures I've had, and I'm infusing it into this season so that you can see it and hear it and feel it. And that's what this is all about. I want positivity. I want people to get real with themselves and understand that it doesn't matter what's presented to you. It's how you respond to it that makes the difference. So this season, we're going to have fun. We're going to laugh. We have some new segments. We have this or that coming back. We have a lot happening. So excited about it.
Okay, that sounds a lot. I get it. So this is going to be a great season. We look forward to it. And you even gave us some juice. So that was one of my questions is what's juicy that's coming? But I got that. You just gave us some stuff. So that's really good. So I got another question for you. And I don't know if this will be my last question, but you tell me. I got one for you. What is something that we don't know about you that you want to share?
Something that you don't know about me. I feel like I've been so open nowadays that people know so much about me, but Lisa, that is a really good question. Let me think.
Now the people, I know a lot, but what about the people?
I think I've even expressed this though, but if anybody knows, okay, I'm gonna give you something that's light and on the surface. One thing that many people will, I know my family and stuff know about me, but I don't talk about it so much nowadays. But I have the hugest crush, okay, the biggest crush on Alicia Keys, and I cannot shake it. She's the only, like, I can tell you, my mom took me to a Alicia concert, and I was like that person that's like, I'm not going to yell, I'm just going to clap and stuff. She got on that piano, and I lost my mind. I don't even know who was there. Okay, so anybody out there that know Alicia, I promise you, it's going to be cool, calm, and collected. But I love me some her. I love her mind. I love everything about her. So I know it sounds very crazy, but that's something that a lot of people don't know, because a lot of people are like, well, don't you what? Huh? Yeah. But yes, that, and I'm a sucker for going to the movies. I love going to the movies. The movies is just my thing. I love movies. I don't care what it is. I will be in a theater, and I do cry. I will cry. I'm an emotional being. All right. Judge your mama. Don't judge me. See, I wouldn't have been able to say that season 1 or season 2. You can tell season 3. Here we go.
And I was getting ready to say, is there a twist to the episodes? You just said it. It's unfiltered. You said your mama, not me. Okay. So in this pandemic, you hadn't been able to see your movie. So how did you handle that? Was Netflix your best friend, or what did you do?
Well, you had HBO. You had HBO Max and stuff. So I was watching it there. But truth be told, I live in Florida, okay? There was only a certain amount of time where the theater was shut down. Once they allowed you to come in with your mask on, I was the one where the empty theater, and I was in there looking like, oh my God, I love this. Okay. So I haven't missed a beat. And recently I've been to the movies to see Snake Eyes. It was just released. I've seen Fast and Furious, the new one there. I've seen what's that? The Escape Room 2. I plan on going to go see Old. And listen, I don't miss movies. I don't miss it. I haven't seen Space Jam. I'm gonna work on that though, because I know there's probably a message in Space Jam that I'm gonna have to share.
That part, and the line for Space Jam. Now that was one where you would have friends in there, because that was a popular one. So is there a twist or anything else you can share about the episodes? I know you just shared about Filet, and then I'm excited about Chef Joanne, because I can only imagine, because I love to eat and I love to cook. So I can't wait to hear about that. Is there anything else you want us to know about It's Harold Keith and Get Your Positivity?
Just know that I am working to continuously provide resources to reinforce what you already know about you, and to rewrite what people have written about you. And I'm excited about this. All I'm asking that is, on this journey, don't be so caught up in what things used to be. Be open to flexibility and change. Be open to growth. Be open to hearing it all play out and watching it all play out for those who will be viewing, and being open to the whole journey. The only way you're really going to get fed is if you see the meal to completion. If you jump and get the meal and eat the meal before it's done, you're going to either make yourself sick or you're not going to get full. So again, remove the judgment, because I don't judge anybody who comes on here. I don't judge any guests, because that is not the way I operate in love. And I want you to do the same. So show some love to all of those who join. Show some love to this journey. And again, if it's not for you, I appreciate you while you tuned in. I appreciated you while you're here, but I'm not going to stop what God is telling me to do, because you can't see it from me. Put on your sunglasses, because my light will shine. And this is for you. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I'm not messing with you. Listen, I love and appreciate all of you. So again, thank you for all of your support. The website has been updated, so I have some other things going on. So check out HKTV. And for those who are like, well, I really want to hear some more of your spiritual stuff and more of your words, well, Lisa can attest to this. I have a private prayer group, and I've been sharing those messages. So if you tune into HKTV, if you look for the prayer group, it'll show you those options. I don't post everything, because some things are only for those Okay, I'm about to get somewhere with that. So, but some things will be posted and more things will be posted. Some other things will be posted more often. But just follow, like I said, just take the moment and just follow us on everything. Follow me on Instagram at It's Harold Keith. Follow me on Facebook. He's Harold Keith. I mean, they go hand in hand, so they're one and the same. But of course, you can always email us at info@itsharoldkeith.com if you have any questions or any concerns. And then also just visit the website, www.itsharoldkeith.com. Now that we're doing things this way, I will be spending more time on there. And there is a feature where you can put in a chat and request. And then again, if you're looking for a life coach, if you're looking for a virtual assistant, if you're looking for any of those things that can bring some light to your business and get things done, I am your guy for it. And I don't waste time. So I'll tell you if it's not for me, boo. That's it. That's where we're at with it. But as of right now, I'm excited about what's to come in season 3. And I hope that you're going to be rocking with me. And I do want to say that for this month of August, we're going to air, well, we already aired, of course, if you're watching this, but every week, every Sunday, we're going to have a new episode. Yes, I said Sunday. Normally I say it's Mondays, right? But Sunday evenings, I'm going to reveal a new episode every Sunday for the month of August. Then after that, it'll be every other Sunday. I've learned that you have to take time for you and your mental. And sometimes when we over dedicate ourselves, we burn out. And I don't want to burn out. I want to continue to be able to feed. I want to continue to be able to live. And I want you to continue to be able to get your positivity. So with all of that being said, that's what you can look forward to. That's what I'm excited about. And that's what's going on. Anything else, Lisa?
Awesome. Harold, thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to be the host, and all the best with It's Harold Keith. That's such an awesome blessing. Get your positivity. Thank you so much for allowing me this opportunity. I'm so humbled by it, my brother, and I love you so much and wish you all the best. And as you know, I'm going to do everything you do and support everything you do. I love you.
I appreciate you. I love you. And let me take this chance to take back over my host responsibilities. Get over here. Okay. Get over here. Listen, Lisa, how can people find you? How can people follow you? You're a very well-rounded woman with a lot to offer. I also know you have some businesses under your belt. You have some ways that people can support you. So how can people find you? Anything you want to say to the people who are listening and who are watching?
Hi, thank you so much for the opportunity. You are welcome to follow me on my Facebook page. My Facebook page is just my name, Lisa Smith. If you add in Stop Restoration, it'll come up. You also can follow me on Instagram at Lisa Bling 2014, at Lisa Bling 2014. And if you just want to reach out to me, you're welcome to email me at Lisa Smith Jewels, that is JEWELS @gmail.com. Thank you so much.
All right. So that will wrap up this episode. But as we close out, in honor of my love for Alicia and the messages that she brings, we're going to go ahead and play Alicia Keys' Brand New Me.